Hey everyone, this is Founders365 with me, Steven Haggerty. Today we have Mr. the one and only Robin Bates, and he puts it, the Overlord of Coaching for Geeks. How you doing, Robin?
Very well, thank you, Stephen. All the better for getting to spend the next half an hour or so with you.
All the better. You're far too kind. You're far too kind. So
it's one of my faults.
I know. So Coaching for Geeks, what's it all about?
Well, it's about the triforce of geek life: confidence, life skills, geek culture. So that's everything from confidence coaching, careers coaching, learning how to cook, learning how to get good at cosplay, convention survival guides, and we've been doing more stuff around introversion and helping introverts to get the best out of life. I've had a little bit of a pivot.
Nice one. Why geeks? Why did you go for the geek option?
Well, I don't know if you can see.
What gave it away?
You know, I'm a big old geek. At the age of 41, I am a big old geek. I've essentially created something that I needed about, I was going to say 10 years ago, about 20 years ago, growing up as a shy, nerdy kid back then without the internet really to hand. I never really learned how to socialize. I was happy at home with my Spectrum 48K on my Super Nintendo, on my Amiga 8500, and then went to university, got a Dreamcast.
And life was good.
Life was good, apart from I didn't really know how to socialize, so I turned to drinking drugs, which turns out is not the best way to get ahead in life, kids.
Really? That's surprising.
Yeah. This is just water.
Yeah, I did check before we came on.
Spending a lot of money on weed, on cocaine, on pills, just to feel like I was part of something, that I belonged, that I could socialise. And then, sorry, Mum, if you're watching, she doesn't know the story. I got airlifted out of Glastonbury in a really, really bad way, like on the brink of renal failure. I knew that things had to change, or I'd probably be dead by now.
Yeah.
Also diabetic. I'm part robot.
Part robot. One of the lucky ones. Ish.
Just that part so far. So things had to change. I started getting library books out. Paul McKenna's Instant Confidence kind of was the starting point.
Really?
And then I went on and did NLP and did some CBT, and I've tried all kinds of wacky, crazy, and wooey techniques and therapies and stuff. And I've gone, right, let's pick and choose bits and pieces from all of this, gamify it, nerd it up, and present it in language that my people understand, like, and know. Go, right, I'm not some super slick therapist type.
Yeah.
I'm the guy who's been through it and can help you through it too.
And what's been the hardest part of finding the fellow geeks and your tribe to bring in under your wing?
Well, what the hell is a geek anymore? It's like we've gone mainstream. We've gone mainstream, and it's hard to pinpoint exactly what a geek is, because you can be a geek about anything. It's being a geek is purely having that excitement, that passion for things, and not being afraid to let your geek flag fly. So you could be a dance geek, you could be a book geek, you could be Harry Potter geek, you could be a video game geek, a role-playing game geek, you could be an SEO geek or a Facebook ad geek. Yeah, it's not the niche that it once was. It kind of went. So how do I find my tribe? And I do that by going out to conventions and events, Comic-Cons, and by writing content that hopefully people who are my niche will enjoy, and other people within my niche will link back to and share and spread around. And that's how I've grown it. And also by doing an awards. We did an awards at the end of the year.
You did? I saw that.
One of the categories last year was Geek Inspiration of the Year. And of course, some of the people who got nominated and shared that they've been nominated to their audiences who have overlap with my tribe. Mm-hmm. And this was purely a fluke that this happened. That was the 350 people to my mailing list. Thank you very much, Matt Mercer.
Jesus. Why was that such a shock there?
Because it's just a fun thing that we do at the end of the year, mostly for our existing audience. It was never a deliberate or strategic move to grow the Coaching for Geeks audience by getting it in front of so many people. I have no control over who gets nominated by the Coaching for Geeks community. Either they choose, they say, right, we want these board games, and then they vote. We want these people, we want these musicians, we want these events to go through to the final, and whichever ones get the most vote, those are the ones that go through to the public vote. And this one got shared on some subreddits. It got shared in a Critical Role Facebook group. Critical Role, you hugged my website to death for 5 minutes at one point. The amount of love that you have for Matt Mercer, it was incredible. Thank you.
Wow. It got taken out of your hands completely. It is.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It's funny because we've known each other for a while now. What have you seen has been the biggest changes, do you think, in terms of your own business? Because you never used to do a lot of the, you're doing a way more in terms of the convention side of things now, on more of a public business level rather than just because you enjoy going to them. So what's been the biggest change for you over the last 18 months, 24 months?
Yeah, that has been a big shift to live events and conventions and expos, which admittedly I only really started doing because I got a free ticket out of it, and I got to meet some of my heroes, and I could invite them to come and take part in a panel. So it was all
you're making everything sound like it's just fluke.
It kind of is. It's not. No. I do have an excellent mentor, and we've worked together. You know that there is a vague plan behind all of this, but a lot of it comes from real sort of fuzzy, not very planned, let's just try a thing and see what happens. And then it grows, it snowballs if people like it. So let's run with this and see where it goes. So the next step is paid live events. We've got a show starting on checks the calendar. I told you beforehand. So
11th of Feb.
Thank you very much, Steve. There's no plan here.
Yeah.
There is. There's a vague plan. On the 11th of February, we've got Roleplay Gourmet. And this is happening because I wanted to interview the chap, Paul Flannery, who brought, do you remember the TV show Nightmare? They wore the helmet.
Nightmare.
And yeah, they had to wear a helmet and they couldn't see. You're probably too young.
I mean, it sounds
guided around by the Dungeoneers, walk forwards, pick up the pie, put it in your hamper, solve the riddle.
It sounds like
it was brilliant. He brought it back as a stage show, as a comedy stage show. So I interviewed him for the podcast. And he went, "Oh, hey, Robin, I used to be a chef. How about I do a D&D themed cooking series for your website?" Brilliant, let's do that. How about we turn it into a show? Now I'm producing a show. So Roleplay Gourmet at the Vault Festival, London. Get your tickets now on sale, folks. You get fed, you get an adventure, you learn to cook, you get XP, you get a character sheet that you can fill out. It's gamified cooking.
What more do you want? Exactly.
You get fed.
Yeah, food, games, fun. That's literally all you need in life.
Live events are definitely the future for Coaching for Geeks, at least in the coming year. We've got plans for a series of gamified personal self-development where you'll earn you can attend each month, you earn your sword and your shield and your helmet and your armor as you fill out your character sheet and level up your skills and your stats in charisma and wisdom and intelligence in all the Dungeons and Dragons themed.
Anything that you can gamify, you're doing.
We'll try. We'll give it a go. Like I say, there's no massive master plan.
Yeah.
But hey, zombie first aid, that would be fun.
You did that?
We've got a trained first aider delivering that.
It's crazy.
Is there any training? But there are zombies running around trying to get you.
I feel like you should be selling that into corporates.
Yeah, me too.
Like 100%. That would be such a different take on it all, which would be amazing. Is there anyone actually is there anyone sharing your space with the geeks of the world?
There are a few. There's in the fitness space, there's Nerd Fitness, Steve Cam, who is an utter bastard for one, having done it all already, and two, being a really nice guy as well. Damn you, Steve Cam. I can't hate you. It's so annoying. Nerd Fitness have done it really, really well in that there's a couple of products that they offer. One is you pay once, you get access to all the fitness stuff. You can log it online, you gain XP, you choose the class. Brilliant. And then they've got the ongoing one for a monthly fee where there's an ongoing storyline. And you subscribe.
Stop selling this stuff.
It's so good though. If you're listening, Steve, let's chat. Let's do something together.
Why not do a collab? Who knows?
Yeah. There's a few people doing gamification stuff.
Yeah.
But nobody's doing it quite like this.
Which is good for you then.
There's a few people starting to sniff around, nipping at
it's because and the more success you get, then I'm sure that the more you're going to see other people trying to imitate what you do, right? It's sort of the way of the world. For you, growing your tribe and your following, which has really shifted in the last year, I would say, from an external point of view, in the sense of the commitment they have to you, which is great. Where are these people usually coming from? Are they like your normal person that's just got a job? Are they business owners, or is it a huge mix?
Real mix of people. We've got people like you in there. You know, when you start appearing on certain podcasts and webinars, that gives you a certain professional cachet that people want to be a part of, will come and join in, and then we'll grab people to collaborate. Because for the folks at home, Steven has done a little bit of work with Coaching for Geeks. It's only fair to say,
thanks, man.
You ran a business development.
I did back in that was last year, wasn't it?
That was a year ago.
This was, I think, a year ago this month or something. Crazy. Don't get me started. Time. I talk enough about people wasting time. Not wasting time, but how quickly time is going. It's nice. Which actually brings me on to another question, which is one I always like to ask, and it's a horrible question, but if you could do anything differently in the last couple of years, what would it be?
I'd have got myself a coach quicker, a mentor to give me that kick up the arse that I give to other people, but is so hard to do for yourself.
What took you so long? Why do you think it took you so long to get it?
Finding the right person, somebody who got the vision. He got what I was about, was into it, but also wouldn't take my shit, but also in a way that was nurturing and lovely and will beat me up to the point that I need it, rather than,
Robin, are you in an abusive relationship? This is kind of what
I get called a minge bag quite a lot by my coach.
Do we need to get you help? We can make this happen. We can get people. They can come to your flat right now. You can jump in a minivan and you'll be safe.
It's fine. I've got swords. I'm all right.
Oh yeah, you're fine. You're protected. Yeah. You're protected.
Well, getting a coach earlier would have. Yeah, I've just seen the progress go from sort of it's going up to bloody hell.
Yeah.
More followers, making more money, producing more content. It's much more focused and a bit less. Let's try a little bit of this, try a little bit of that, try a little bit of the other to see what's working.
Yeah.
It's right. We've tried that. That works. let's have a bit of focus on that for a while. I have ADHD, so I like to go, here are all the ideas, let's do all of them, yay! Which is really hard work, really exhausting, and doesn't get you very far. So just having that external voice going, this is the one, that sounds really good.
And other than the external voice, the external noise, the voices I hear, for you,
the internal one you don't worry about.
Yeah, exactly. What's this growth and that, that line where you come up to a growth spurt? How does that feel when you're about to do it, or you're going through it and you're seeing these results?
It's really exciting. You have no idea how something is going to go until you try it. It's like, if you don't ask, you don't get. If you don't try, you don't succeed. So just throw yourself into it and see what happens. Like most people, I used to fear and hate failure with a passion. It's, oh no, everything's gone wrong. I fucked it up, and that means that I am worthless. I'm a useless piece of detritus, and had a lot of self-doubt issues going on when I was younger. But now it's fuck it, let's go for it and find out. And it can be scary, it can be nerve-wracking, it can be, oh God, I've never done this before. What if somebody finds me out? Well, so what if they do? They aren't doing it.
Exactly. You are, my friend. You're doing it. What's been your... Oh, this is a good one. What's been your best day at work in the last couple of years? So what's been that moment where you've looked back and gone, that was sweet. I've done something cool there.
Main stage, MCM London Comic Con last May. I hosted a panel on confidence for cosplayers. I had some amazing cosplayers on stage with me. The big armored types to the gender bent Disney Queen guy and somebody from My Hero Academia, a real mix of people walking out there in front of 1,300 people with the lights going, the music blaring. Okay.
That is a pinch yourself moment.
Hello, Comic-Con! Yeah, it's more of that, please. If anybody's got any speaking gigs, I will be delighted.
What is it about speaking that you love so much?
I much prefer speaking with people rather than online. I love that immediate feedback from a large group of people. And with something like that, if they're cheering, laughing, responding to you, you know that you are getting through to people and that they're going to take something away. And then to get the feedback online via Twitter or via emails that I'm going to try cosplay, you really help me out. Just little bits like that. We're always listening, folks. If somebody is doing something that you like, tell them. You might just make their day.
Yeah, damn right.
And that's why I want to move to in-person events. I feel like I thrive in a real world physical environment. I like having props, and I like dressing up.
You like hitting people with swords and things, and
absolutely.
Yeah, basically, you just like to be in a... I think this is a really key point, actually, because I've seen a huge shift in what people want, and that's a very generalized statement, but people are craving more offline things, I find. I think there's so many online solutions that have no face to it, are very lifeless. And so when you're giving this offline experience that is not just, as with your crowd, not just a gamified, but it's also a life lesson, a shift in processing, can help them build confidence, then it's no surprise that people are taking you up on this. Do you have any issues getting people that aren't confident offline to in a room together?
Yeah, it's about having a small group. You've got to pitch it to hit those those pain points, those lack of confidences, and explain how they're going to develop and what they're going to get from it. And that it is I mean, use the term safe space. We say it's a brave space, not a safe space, that you are going to be challenged. We are going to make you do stuff, but it'll be good for you. This is what you're going to get. You'll be more confident. You won't need it to be a brave space next time. And as people have come to know me online, then they can chat with me and they can fire off a message or they can ask questions in the group. They kind of know if I'm the right person for them to work with, that I am a bit sweary and a bit dramatic and a bit leery, and we'll probably go for a beer afterwards. So if that's the kind of thing you want, I'm probably the right person. If you don't want that, don't work with me.
Did you ever have that phase? Because I know I certainly did, when you were trying to please all the geeks.
Oh yeah, Coach for Geeks at the start was a right flipping mess. It was so bland and dull.
There's no Robin in it. There's no personality.
No personality, and it took a while to find my voice. Quite a while to find my voice, especially for the blog. I go back and go, oh, this is how a professional development person writes.
What made you switch then? Was it just the consistency of doing it, or did something happen for you to go, screw it, I'm being myself?
It was the consistency, just sticking with it and finding what worked and what worked for me and what worked for the people I was hoping to attract, to work with, and develop with. And it was when I got really drunk and did a podcast, and it was just a rant. Everyone was like, "Yeah, we love this." Like, oh, maybe.
Does that just mean that from that day, you've just been drunk every day?
It's definitely water.
That's the only way to be myself. I just can't help it. No,
but I used to be like that throughout my teens and my early 30s. It would be a bottle of wine.
Yeah, you see it all the time. You go to central London, you go to a pub after working hours. There's so many people in there that are drinking for confidence. Do you think that's something that you see in terms of, this is a weird question, but being a problem? Or do you think that's something that is just society in general that's sort of like normalized now?
Oh, it's very much normalized, especially in the UK. We've got that drinking culture, the get your Dutch courage. And I still do it sometimes. Before my last speaking gig was like, oh, I just have a little gin and tonic beforehand, because I was speaking with some people who I really looked up to.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm hosting these people. So my friend Colette bought me gin and tonic. Went, there you go, get that down, and everything will be fine. Hadn't asked for it. I just kind of went, oh, I'm a bit, It's almost that automatic reaction people have. Here's your, if you're nervous, have a gin. It's only a problem
if it's a problem. Yeah, that's it. I think in the personal development world, and you definitely would have seen this, people often make problems out of non-problems, and it's like, dude, relax. Yeah, it's not a problem. You're not, a problem is only a problem if it's a problem. And if you realize it's a problem, then we can fix it. If it's not, don't worry about it. Don't stress it.
People have got solutions to sell to you, so let's pick that problem up.
Yeah, exactly.
It's probably not the healthiest way of being, having to rely on a beer before you go for an interview, for example, especially if they can smell it on your breath.
And especially if it's a 9 a.m. interview.
Yeah. Hey, it's 5 o'clock somewhere in the world.
It's 5 o'clock. Is it though? Is it always 5 o'clock somewhere? I don't know. I'm not brought in on that. For you, where do you want to take this brand? Where do you want to take Coaching for Geeks? What's like the big mission for you?
The mission is reaching and helping a vast number of people. What I'd really love to have are some physical centres.
Amazing. That'd be cool.
Around the world, which would have sort of co-working space, event space, gaming space. So people can come and stream podcasts, and we can have people there who will teach them how to do those things, how to grow their audiences, and how to be cool online when everything's going to hell. And
how do you plan to make that happen?
One, we need to make some money.
Make some dollar.
Yeah, it's getting funding or money so that we can have premises. It would probably be in London because that's where I am. So property ain't cheap.
No. But I think that's a cool idea because it's, again, with things that people craving the offline experience more, having that offline community mixing with the online community, you could have a really nice sweet spot there in terms of your tribe, mixing it with the online stuff. What else in 2020 are you guys going to get up to make this big plan happen?
Well, we've got, obviously, the live events are coming with Roleplay Gourmet, starting very soon.
11th of Feb, everyone. 11th of Feb.
11th of Feb, Vault Festival, London, 6 p.m. Dinner is served, adventure is served. We'll be doing a short motivation course coming up just because the community has asked for that. And you don't need motivation, you need discipline. Thank you very much. There you go, £100, please.
There we go. Yeah, that's a good point though. When you just said, your community have asked for motivation, what do they mean by that? What motivation are they asking for?
A variety. It seems to be procrastination is really a key thing that people get stuck on. Hey, I procrastinated today. I cleaned the windows over there. Brilliant. Positive procrastination.
Yeah.
But people are getting very stuck doing the things that will progress their careers, will progress their businesses, will progress their lives, because they're scared of failure, scared of success. No, because they're hard, they're boring, and video games and Netflix are much more fun.
Exactly.
People overcomplicate this shit.
Robin's getting angry, everyone.
Yeah, get around. Hide the bloody joypads, put it downstairs, put as many steps between you and procrastination as possible so that you make it more difficult. And there's the one question that you just ask yourself, which is, what do you want to happen next? And that's the one that's my little anchor that goes. Right,
do you ask yourself that when you're in that mood? Yeah. What about if you get an answer, I want to play Netflix, or I want to watch Netflix?
Then okay, are you sure? Right, have a break.
Yep, I'm sure. Okay, 17 hours later, 7 seasons. I've watched all of, I don't know, Game of Thrones. However many. I mean, I've never watched Game of Thrones, which is awful. Which I know I should.
That series is awful.
I wouldn't know. I think actually, to be fair, I watched the first 4 episodes, and I just thought, nah, I'm not getting into this. I'm not sure why. Don't hold it against me. For coaching for Geeks brand, is it just you, or do you want to move this on to being bigger than you?
I'd like it to become bigger than me. We have worked with other coaches in the past, but we need to grow my personal brand and get that attached to the bigger brand. We kind of tried to run before we were walking. So next year, once this year's got big and I'm more well known and the brand is more well known, we've rebranded last year, and that was very well received. People bought lots of t-shirts, which is nice, and stickers and badges and things. It more accurately represents the brand.
Yeah.
And then bringing more people in with specialisms who are able to produce content, run courses, run live events. Eventually, I would like to see this not quite franchise, because I want to have more tight control over it than a franchise, but I would like to see those centers around the world with people who I have trained, accredited, assessed, and gone, right, you're good to go. Me at the top as the overlord with all my minions running the show.
You're really making yourself sound like a really good boss.
Yeah, where's my crown?
Yeah, I should have prepped this. We should have got you wearing a full-on outfit for this interview.
I've got Roman armor that would really weigh me down. It's very squeaky. Obviously, I've got a tiara over there.
Wouldn't be able to move it.
Having people who are great at what they do, who buy into the Coaching for Geeks kind of brand and values and ideals of who we are and what we do, that's definitely in the plan.
That's it.
There's no plan. There is.
There is a plan. There's always a plan when you've got an overlord like Robin. So my final question to you, Robin, is something I ask every single guest, is if you could give 3 tips to, let's say it, to a geek that is struggling right now, what would those 3 tips be?
Oh, that's really hard. What are they struggling with, Steven?
Life.
Life. Well, my first tip is be specific.
You're not meant to give me tips, Robin. I like to make it really open. I like to make it open, so you just go with it. Go wherever you want to go.
First, if you're struggling with life, the first thing to do is sort of figure out what it is that you are struggling with, because life is really big and has lots of different elements to it. So I'll get them to do like a self-assessment tool or task. The wheel of life, that kind of thing.
Classic.
That's it. Or I'd point them at my bot, which has a gamified version.
So firstly, they should be joining the Coaching for Geeks Facebook page.
Join the Coaching for Geeks the Facebook group. Thank you very much at cfgshortcut.com.
There we go. Dude, the amount of promo I'm doing for you in this podcast, Robin.
Well, I'm very good though, Steven.
I know you are. Number 2.
Number 2 is to ask for help.
Yeah.
If you're struggling, ask for help. There's so much help out there. There's so much free help out there as well. There's groups, there's content like this. There are podcasts, there are videos. There's a lot of stuff on YouTube. There's stuff like the Khan Academy and Udemy. There's more help at low cost or cheap than there ever has been. And people sit there going, I'm really struggling with this problem and I don't know what to do about it. Heck, Google it. That's my second tip.
Google it. Ask Alexa.
Google it. Yeah. Just don't set her off.
I know. I've had to unplug mine next to my desk in my office because it kept going off on one episode. It was awful. Number 3.
Oh, so we've defined the problem and looked for some help. It's just take action. Don't be afraid to fail and take action. You've got to do something. If you're struggling, you've got to do the things. You can't just sit there rotting and struggling and expect things to change, because they're not going to, unless I don't know, you win the lottery or get hit by a car. Those are vast changes that could happen very quickly. I'm not sure where I'm going with this, but
I hope that you don't win the lottery and then get hit by a car either, because that's a real twist of fate.
Depends how badly you're hurt. You might be able to get a kind of Iron Man style suit.
Yeah, especially if you win, the Euro Millions, then you're laughing, really.
Yeah.
Laughing in pain, but laughing.
Take action and don't be afraid of failure.
Yeah. Get help, take action.
It's real basic stuff.
It is, but this is the thing, right? People really overcomplicate all of this stuff because it is basic things, but like anything, it's the basic stuff that is always the hardest to do. It's like if you want to get fitter, just walk a little bit more. Don't eat 24 pies in a day. Let's start with that. It's always the basic stuff. But I think, like you said, there's so much free advice out there. There's so many things now that people can be brought into and be helping them. But first and foremost, they've got to make sure that they know that they want the help and they go out there and get it. So for you, Robin, if anyone wants to get in touch with you and, join your community, join your tribe, what's the best way for them to do that?
Oh, I'm very easy to find. You just put the words Coaching for Geeks into anything and I'll turn up. If you want to join the community, that's the best place to get a hold of me and be part of an awesome kick-ass group of geeks, nerds, introverts, extroverts, weirdos, beardos, beyond cfgshortcut.com.
Easy. You make it easy. That's it. Thank you so much, Robin, for being on. You have been guest number 33 on Founders 365. I've been Steven Haggerty. Thanks everyone for listening and watching.